The so-called Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales at the end of November are tipped to reach a record $6.2 billion. Joining me now is Chief Industry Affairs Officer with the Australian Retailers Association, Fleur Brown. Thank you very much for your time, Fleur. It appears that the rate rises aren't having that sort of impact on retail, certainly not heading into the festive season.
No, and that's really great news for retailers because many retailers do make up to 2/3 of their profits at this time of year. So really important, particularly for those small businesses, to replenish their cash reserves that have been, on the wane through the pandemic period. So it is really good news. We're predicting a bit of a lag effect in terms of the impact of inflation, into next year when it comes to consumer spending.
Talk us through, Fleur, where this period, the Black Friday, Cyber Monday sales sit traditionally. Is it a newer phenomenon, or is this sort of part of that pre-Christmas rush which we've seen over many years?
There's kind of a few answers to that. I mean, it's deep tradition in the US, of course. We've inherited that tradition and we've really taken to it, particularly in the last few years. And we've seen things like Cyber Monday, which is an extension of Black Friday, the Monday following, really take off through a period like the pandemic when there was more online shopping spikes happening. So we've seen, probably in the last 5 years, a real active interest in this within Australia. And now around a quarter of Christmas shopping is actually completed in that Black Friday, Cyber Monday period. So it's a great spot to try and grab a bargain. And of course, this year you've got many Australians wanting to get in ahead of any price increases, as a consequence of inflation. So another reason to shop.
You've also done some analysis on the average discount rate that shoppers can enjoy.
Yes, average comes up at around 22%. So that is an average. So you can't hold every retailer to that percentage, of course. It will vary. But that's what the research is showing us. So, it's a pretty decent discount, a great time to grab those bargains, whether it's in store, which is traditionally where Black Friday takes place, or online through Cyber Monday, where of course you'd sort of lean into categories that lend themselves more to online shopping.
With this increase in the sales, despite the rising rates, despite the inflationary environment, what do you put it down to? Is it the fact that it's sort of post-pandemic and people wanting to get back to enjoying themselves as normal pre-pandemic, and I guess having a few extra dollars in the bank as well wouldn't hurt?
Absolutely. Look, all of those reasons and more. So certainly we know household savings rates are still quite high. We're not seeing quite the rate of travel that you might traditionally see, and so there's a little bit more disposable income available there. Shopping is definitely in vogue. It's an experience. It only increased in its appetite through the pandemic. And of course, this year you've got the added function of people trying to get in early ahead of price increases as well, bringing forward their shopping. We've certainly seen that many Australians will have completed up to a third of their shopping in the 3 weeks of November even. So certainly a trend there.
Okay.